Redmond. This is hard for me. Look, I'll just tell you. I do live in Bend, and I do spend most of my time in Bend, but that doesn't mean that I don't love Redmond. I mean, we sell a lot of homes in Redmond, and in many respects, I enjoy Redmond more than Bend. So if I was thinking about moving to Redmond, either maybe from Bend, or maybe if I wanted to live in Bend but just wasn't in the cards, what would the pros and cons be of living in Redmond? Pro, it's peaceful. Redmond really is a small town. It's quiet. It's peaceful. The people are nicer, salt of the earth, blue collar, and there aren't tourists crawling around everywhere from Portland, Seattle, California. You get it. Tourists. At some times of the year, Bend can just be crawling with tourists everywhere. You go out to a restaurant and the server's like,
"Hi, where are you all visiting from today?"
We're locals. We live here. Anyway, we had this great video that we did last summer talking about Redmond, and it had nothing to do with Bend, don't worry. If that's not what you're into, this one we're gonna talk about Bend. But Shannon, my wife, and I were out on a Friday night just getting some footage of Redmond, and it was so quiet and so peaceful and such a nice day. We pretty much fell in love with Redmond all over again. Con, lack of options. Yeah, so Redmond is the little sister to Bend, or little brother. Who knows? Yeah, so Redmond is the little sister or little brother to Bend. So the population is only 30,000 people. So there are plenty of businesses who don't or won't bring their business to the town because the demographics aren't quite there. And in general, that really just limits the number of options in Redmond for everything. I mean, shopping, furniture, clothes, restaurants, whatever, you name it. Chain stores that everyone likes. I mean, we just got a Crumbl cookie in Bend like last week, and that's just how it works. It doesn't matter what the franchise is. Bend's the bigger city, so they always end up going there first, which means Redmond gets left out. And I would bet a lot of companies have population minimums or demographic minimums. And as a result, Redmond just doesn't have the draw to pull a store more towards it versus Bend. You know what I mean? I mean, how many people would even go to an In-N-Out Burger if we have one in Redmond? That's a joke. Pro, airport. So if someone is moving to Central Oregon from wherever, odds are that they're gonna have family and friends that are gonna wanna come and visit, and they're gonna wanna visit vice versa. Or, a lot of people are relocating here because they can work from home. And so they're gonna have to run back and fly out of town and go back to their headquarters for work occasionally. And it's just really nice when the airport's 5 minutes away. The Redmond Airport is the commercial airport for all of Central Oregon, with daily and or weekly flights to Portland, Seattle, Denver, LAX, San Francisco, Salt Lake, San Diego, Phoenix, Burbank, Reno. Whew, that's a lot of places to go direct. We've talked about this airport before, and the best word to describe it is cute. It's so perfectly small. There are only a few different airlines, there are only a few different gates. Security checkpoints always quick and easy because there's rarely more than a couple of flights leaving at any one given time. It's just a breeze going there. Oh, and a moderately interesting footnote. Over the next few months, the last of the prop planes will be phased out of the Redmond Airport. Propelled planes, which is funny because for the longest time, there weren't jets at all at the Redmond Airport years back. There were only prop planes, so anytime you were flying out of Redmond, you were on a prop plane. Now that day is coming to an end. The corresponding con, you get the airport, but you're 17 to 22 minutes from Bend. Yeah, I mean, Bend is, quote, the big town, and as such, there are far more reasons to go there. Like we talked about before, Redmond not having so many options, well, those options are almost all located in Bend, if you don't have them in Redmond already. And ultimately, the only way to solve that is to drive to Bend. Now, it's not far. It's only like 17 minutes from like edge of town to edge of town. Back when I lived in Tennessee, it took 17 minutes just to get from the driveway to the freeway to get anywhere else. But I will say that once you get used to living here, and at the expense of sounding bougie, to have to commute to the next town over does seem like a bit of work. Poor me, I know. But trust me, you'll understand about 6 weeks after moving here. It's a con. The next pro, less snow. So the weather in Redmond is so close to the weather in Bend. Warm, beautiful summers, cold but not too cold winters, just really full seasons with appropriate weather. Spring is spring, fall is fall, just classic. I mean, in fact, this is kind of funny. The average July high in Redmond is 84 degrees, and in Bend, it's like 82.5. The average low in January is 24 degrees in Redmond and 23 degrees in Bend. It's extremely similar in both cities. Both cities get over 300 days of sunshine with 160 days of full sunshine, and on and on. But the big but, actually, is the snowfall. Bend gets 21 inches of snowfall every winter, while Redmond only gets 13. So if you're a fan of snow from a distance, Redmond might be more your speed. Of course, you can always make the super short drive to Bend to see more snow if you need to. The corresponding con is there are less pine trees. Why does Redmond get less snow? You'd have to ask a meteorologist, but I would suspect it has to do with the elevation and the distance from the Cascade Mountain Range. Redmond is at 3,000 feet and Bend is right around 3,600 feet in elevation. And Bend is just closer to the forest mountain tree line. The tree line is interesting though, because one of the things that I and most people really enjoy about Bend are the ponderosa trees. In Redmond, we don't get those as much, hardly at all. And, you know, it's more deserty with juniper trees. And if you like those, great, but they're technically a weed. Next pro, it's affordable. Yes, here's a big pro for you. It's far more affordable to live in Redmond. And since this is technically a real estate channel, the affordability I'm specifically referencing is housing affordability, real estate affordability. Okay, so right now the average sales price for a home in Bend under 1 acre, single family residence in Bend under 1 acre, is like $873,000. I know, right? Oh, the same average sales price in Redmond is $568,000. Phew, I mean, that's at least palatable, right? I mean, these are averages, right? So the median are lower than that, but still the averages are staggering. The corresponding con is that sometimes there aren't as many options or really any variety in the housing that's available. Most of the Redmond homes are in a tract-style neighborhood built by a large production builder. That's not to say that there aren't any nicer neighborhoods. There are a few neighborhoods that have been built to a higher standard, but very few. In fact, I can only think of a couple neighborhoods in Redmond that are what you might think of more luxury neighborhoods. Really only 2. And since the overall town is just smaller, there just aren't as many options in general, which can make shopping for a home sometimes a challenge. Pro, you're still in Central Oregon. No matter if you are in Sisters, Bend, Redmond, you are still enjoying the Central Oregon lifestyle. And yes, Prineville, Madras, Lapine, you guys all count too. It's still the home of great weather, beautiful mountain views, fantastic rivers and lakes, the recreational mecca. No matter how many videos we make on this subject, I still can't come up with the right words or really put my thumb on what exactly it is, but it is a magical, magical place to live. The final con to living in Redmond is you're not as close to the mountain. Ending on a con just isn't the best way to finish out a video like this. So, our last con is that you aren't as close to the mountain. Boo-hoo. That's all I got on this. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us. Be sure to smash the like button on the way out, and if you haven't already subscribed, you should. It'd be easier for you. The next time you have questions about Central Oregon, you know where to find us. In the meantime, you can check out our next video right over there. And if you need more information about Central Oregon real estate, my team and I would love to be your resource of choice. We look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to seeing you over on the next video. Cheers.